it's time to relax, and you know what that means. A stack of comics, your favorite easy chair, and of course this compact disc playing on your home stereo. So go on, indulge yourself. That's right, kick your shoes off, lean back, and just enjoy the melodies. After all, music can bring back all that nostalgic memories. Yeah, here we go. Welcome to Captain's Comics, toys and more. Take your time, have a look around the store. It's free comic book day 2026. You pick this up, good call, it fits. This is where the playlist starts, a little love letter to the things we are. So press play, let it roll tonight. You got something good in your hands, that's right. From old school games to the silver screen, every track hits somewhere in between. First song here just sets the tone. You're not listening to this alone. This awesome mix was made for you, side by side with Volume 2. You'll hear a fight, you'll hear a flight. Mortal Kombat kicks it off just right. And Superman up in the sky in Spaceballs makes it all go by. Pac-Man fever lights the maze. Geeks take over in their own way. OCD with that coffee spin. Yeah, this is where the fun begins. Rapping Duke with a throwback sound. Diggy diggy hole goes underground. The Witcher theme calls you near. Serenity brings that quiet cheer. Let it play, don't skip a track. There's a story in this stack. So press play, let it roll tonight. You got something good in your hands, that's right. From old school games to the silver screen, every track hits somewhere in between. First song here just sets the tone. You're not listening to this alone. This awesome mix was made for you, side by side with Volume 2. Mr. T brings the energy. Barry runs through history. Spider-Man swings back again. Hobby talk with all your friends. And time keeps moving on. Then the ultimate showdown song. And if you're someone who plays to win, there's a hidden track tucked in. Yeah, you might want to stick around. So press play, let it roll tonight. Thanks for stopping in, it feels just right. From every shelf to every sound, there's a little magic going round. Track one fades, but don't you go. There's a lot more left below. This awesome mix was made for you. Every song to carry it good. Thanks for stopping by today. Enjoy the show and press play.
Are you interested in amateur radio? Ham radio is an exciting hobby that opens the door to digital communications, international connections, electronics, STEM learning, public service, and community involvement. The Amigos Radio Club Ashtabula is a non-profit 501c3 organization dedicated to helping people discover one of the most rewarding hobbies around. We offer free amateur radio licensing classes, mentoring, technical support, and opportunities to get involved in all aspects of radio communications. Whether you're interested in emergency communications, technology, public service, or just meeting great people with shared interests, there's a place for you in amateur radio. Learn more and become a member today at kc8oh.org.
In a small town where imagination faded, one place refused to let it die. A beacon in the dark where new comics sat idle waiting for an opportunity. Captain's Comics, Toys, and your next adventure starts here. The store's not yet been rated.
Riker's leans in his eyes like fire. Nemo's got the mic dressed in satire. Andrew in the booth, spinning the wheel. Cameras rolling, it's all surreal. Who's the guest today? Who's the guest today? Record spinning, always winning. Riker's Nemo, questions pinning. Andrew calls the shot, don't miss the frame. Hobby Hooligan, what's your name?
Hey, Hobby Hooligans. I am Nemo, K8PBL, president of Amigos Radio Club, Ashtabula, amateur radio enthusiast, and welcome to Ashtabula Hobby Talk. Sorry for the delay, but I am here with...
Hey, my name's Rikus from Captain's Comics in North Kingsville, Ohio. Welcome to our celebration show.
Yeah, it's a great celebration. Let's pull the wheel up there. Let's look at that. Do we have that? Look at that, guys. 100 subscribers.
Playing Wheel of Fortune. I'm pretty
That'd
good.
be like a wheel, yeah. So everybody come on in, come into the chat and hang out with us for a little while. We got great stuff to talk about. Sorry, we did actually have technical difficulties before the show started. We were having some horrible audio issues. And
honest to God, I was pulling my hair out.
I have some staff difficulties because I was doing some comic book stuff. I was kind of late too, so.
We got it all together though.
The computer knew. It knew it had to act up and give us a legitimate reason to wait. So everything worked out. Yeah, exactly.
It was waiting for me.
It's all good, man.
Yeah, Rikus was going to be late, and then the computer gave us problems, the sound, audio, all that. But we're in there to let us know if we're sounding good. Please come into the chat so we can interact with you guys, because we got some good subject matter tonight. And towards the end of the show, we're going to give away an awesome coffee mug and T-shirt. So looking forward to that.
Right. So we got no guest today, but I wanted to hit a bunch of hobbies that's been entering my news feed a lot.
Before we get into that, actually, we talked about this just a little bit. We don't have a guest today, but if the person who wins is in the chat, and has Discord, we can bring him in. We'll bring them in live towards the end of the show.
I am on top of things, man. If you have Discord and you want to be in the show tonight, absolutely.
All right, very good. So we'll see who wins and who's here, and we'll check it out. Looks like we got a lot of people jumping into the chat. Let's talk.
Perfect. All right. Well, the first thing is Pokemon. It's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Want to know how long?
Is it a birthday for Pokemon yet?
It's a 30th anniversary mania they're doing.
To this year. 30 years.
Is that of the original Game Boy games?
I think it's a card game.
Oh,
I think
the card game.
came out first before the Game Boy game.
Yeah, and it was mostly a Japan-only thing, and then the games kind of brought it to the U.S., I believe.
So I'm not sure if it's a 30th since Japan started it or since America started getting involved. But either way, Pokemon's 30th anniversary is upon us, and they're announcing a major 30th anniversary collection with brand new futuristic rare card rarities.
All right.
I don't know what that means. Rare card rarities.
So like actual aliens or just like
aliens? No. These are, I don't know what you call it. Pokemons. They're the animal.
30 years in February we've got on there. Yeah. So yeah, man, that's awesome. And that's a really good hobby to get into.
Yes and no. Right now it's kind of hard.
Is it?
Do you know what the collectors got to do to get Pokemon cards these days?
Well, I do see like the all right, so I know I see starter packs everywhere, but I'm sure the real cards that you want, just like with any other collectible card game, are more difficult to get.
I think you're after the booster packs. The starter packs is probably like a basic set. You probably get like the most common cards, but the booster packs is where you're going to get your rarities. And then the American market is a lot different from the foreign market, because American market, we don't have the gambling thing that, limitations. In Japan and other places, they're not allowed to gamble, and opening up a pack and trying to get that rare card is kind of like a gamble to them. So they guarantee like a rare card or something.
That's why a lot of people go to Japan to buy Pokemon cards now.
Do they? That's a
Oh,
big
man.
flight just to go all the way out there.
You underestimate the desire for Pokemon cards.
I never underestimate the desire of hobbies.
Yeah, I mean, depending on the hobby, and if you want it, you're going to go get it.
Yes.
That's for sure.
The drive of the hobby is full force.
Maybe that's not the only reason they go to Japan. Maybe it's like, hey, we're in Japan, let's go buy a bunch of Pokemon cards. But that's definitely high on the list for sure if you go there and you're a hobbyist like that.
Right. I can understand that.
I would go to Japan, but I wouldn't go there to collect Pokemon cards. I might buy a pack while I was there just so I could come back and say, hey, look, I got some Pokemon
Yeah, look
cards
at my
from
Japan Pokemon cards. It
But
shows I was there.
not on purpose.
I mean, if you do that and bring like boxes and boxes back, that's probably worth it.
Would you have to
Scalpers.
pay tariffs on that?
Scalpers is what's destroying the Pokemon market right now.
Okay.
And the creators or the developers or producers or whatever, they're trying to regulate it in a way that they can. And right now they don't know how. They're trying to keep it out of the scalpers' hands. They think the hobby stores is the problem. They think the hobby stores are hoarding them and, trying to manipulate the market by selling them for more.
Well, so now there's a thing to that. And, we've talked about it before, like why I dropped out of like Magic. It's also the same reason I dropped out of a couple other things, but we've had the same issue with record collections and stuff like that. You go buy it, when Magic came out, I never got into the Pokemon thing, but when the Magic came out, we'd go buy the box, the 80 card box, the $80 box of cards, and you'd buy 3 or 4 of those and you'd get a couple $10, $15 cards in them. But every once in a while, maybe like every 5th box, you'd get into $70 cards. So I'm like, oh, I got a $70 card, a couple $20 cards maybe. I'm going to go trade them in. And then you get there and you're like, hey, I want to trade this card in. And that guy's asking $75 off the shelf for it. And you're like, hey, I want to trade this card in and, maybe not cash, but, get some cards that I know you probably have that I want. And he's like, okay, I'll give you $5 in store credit or $10 in store credit. I'm like, the card I'm looking for is like a $60 card. I mean, I'm bringing you $100 worth of cards, and then he pulls a binder off the shelf and opens it up, and he flips through 3, 4, 5 pages of the $70 card you brought in because it's just a $70 card,
right?
So I mean, I'm sure that happens in Pokemon too, but you're talking poachers, so to speak, poaching in Pokemon. So they're saying the copies, the dealers are the Pokemon, the store dealers are jacking the price.
But the people that are developing the Pokemon cards are trying to figure out, and they're thinking that the hobby stores are the problem. I think they're going to run into other problems. I think the hobby stores are helping the situation by giving it to the kids and the market. If you push it solely into the Walmarts and the grocery stores or whatever, that's when you're going to have the scalpers come in.
Yeah,
there's no one regulating how many packs you can get.
So the whole thing, you said you used to go in and buy like 3 or 4 of like the big, like the booster pack boxes, like the retail boxes.
Right.
So that is what scalpers do. But back when you were doing it for Magic cards, the demand wasn't anything like Pokemon cards, and they had enough stock to be like, yeah, you can buy that. You just really like Magic. That's cool,
Right.
But now it's like, oh, you walk out and you snatch the retail box from the guy who's putting it on the shelf. That's what scalpers do. And there's not enough to supply to keep up with that.
I had a couple friends that were Magic players with us and with seemingly unlimited wallets, and they're like, oh, I want a time bomb. Well, that's like a $400 card. Yeah, whatever.
It was a different world back then.
Yeah.
Now, since the supply and demand is not equaling the same amount, back when we were buying stuff, when you were buying the boxes, supply and demand was pretty well fairly equal. You can buy a box and not worry about, someone else not getting the box.
Well,
But if you take in the stores, the hobby stores, the card stores and all that stuff, if you're taking that out of the equation, they're only going to deal with the aftermarket, everything that, they buy at the Walmarts. And then the thing about Walmarts and Targets, you can buy the packages, but if you have that card you want to sell, you can't take it back to Target. You can't take it anywhere. You're going to have to take it somewhere.
Take it to the comic book shops or the card stores.
And if they're not selling the boxes or the packages, it's going to be hard for them to deal with the outside market. I'm sure someone will, but not all of them are going to take that step. They're going to say, well, I can't order these. I'm not into the Pokemon
and
business.
You're saying there's no restrictions at the Walmart, so people are walking in. You're saying dealers are walking in, buying a case of them or whatever off the shelf, and then bringing them back to their hobby store.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. I wasn't thinking about that, but yeah, if they want to sell the cards,
if they can fight through all the scalpers, absolutely, because pretty much right now, and it's kind of been this way for a while, but only kind of more recently in the past couple of years has it gotten real bad again. It's like, there's a massive line of people to go buy Pokemon cards, and my school teacher actually told me this story back when they came out. It's like, he sees the price of them, and then he waits half an hour in line, and the price is like double what it's advertised.
Wow.
And then he's like, hey, what's up with this, cashier? And the cashier looks at him and he says, you see that line of people behind you? If you don't want to pay what's on the register here, everybody else will. Ultimately, that's part of the problem too.
Yeah.
Because there wouldn't be any scalpers if there weren't people willing to pay that.
So we're talking about the scalpers, but is there a forgery problem as well with it?
Oh yeah. There's that's kind of hard to fix that one. I don't know how you would fix that.
Forgery and people resealing packs, like the story I told you guys about the resealed packs I found at the antique mall. Oh, hey, that's a really good. Oh, wait a second. Those have crinkled edges. No thanks.
All of them had already been opened and resealed with somebody's home heat sealer, probably.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. So, I don't know how to fix that problem, but I don't think removing the hobby stores from the equation is going to fix the other problem. I think that's just going to add to the problems.
The hobby stores are the answer.
Hobby stores are definitely the answer. That's going to be a place where the kids and grown-up people can go to play Pokemon. If you're taking that out, they're gonna be buying these things, but there's no really good place to play it. You need a mutual battleground for two people to get together to play.
Right. And there's only so many coffee shops. When we were kids, that we had a pretty decent coffee shop in our area, and they would let you play chess or Pokemon or Magic or whatever in the back rooms. And there were places outside too. They had like a courtyard area outside, but there's only so much room on a table, and sometimes you need a big table. You need a hobby table, like, big enough to lay a map out on, sort of.
So, Pokemon's kind of an interesting anomaly to the whole collecting market. Now you're taking, some people are removing the hobby out of it and using it as an investment. They're just buying the cards just to invest in them.
I don't actually know a single person who plays the actual game, by the way.
Well, I'm not sure I do either.
They collect the cards.
So if you play Pokemon in the chat there, let us know so we can.
There is like an online digital component to that, because in every card pack, as far as I'm aware, they have like a little code, and you can do it like online, and you can play the card game digitally. I think a lot of people do that because the cards are just like comic books, right? You can send them in to get graded, and is it still called a slab if they get in in the little thing?
That's what it's called in comic books.
Yeah, so I know that other companies do that too, and it's crazy. It's the same exact thing, and graded and put in a little acrylic box.
Yeah, so let us know, what percentage of you out there think that Pokemon is an investment, and which side of you think it's still a hobby?
On the hobby side, it's at least a physical, tangible, hobby thing to do.
Right. If you're collecting it and you enjoy the cards and you like the art, you got to collect them all, is what they say, right?
Yeah,
you got to collect them all. So that is still kind of a hobby if you're collecting it and just putting them in a binder and just admiring it.
So
But if you're investing into it, you know, buying them because you think it's going to be the next Beanie Babies. Oh, remember that? Everyone was buying those Beanie Babies.
But that
like
was
crazy.
such a fast fad, and they
That
still
was.
exist. You could still get them in the stores. They're not as popular as they used to be.
They're
but
pretty cheap too. You can
yeah,
buy
they're
them like
$2-3 now, but or whatever they are now. I haven't looked.
there's
at one
still
in a
some
long
rare
time.
Thai Beanie Babies out there that's worth money.
Yeah, but I mean, for the most part, but they got to be in really good shape. You can't let your 5-year-old play with them for
Mm-hmm.
forever. And same thing with the cards and comic books and anything else. If you're getting it for the collector value, that's
You know,
I used to keep my Pokemon cards in a Ziploc bag. And then the rare ones, some of them would get little card sleeves, but mostly it was just a different Ziploc bag for the rare ones.
you
And
know
so-
what? I think we need to ask this question to John with Jack.
yeah. Maybe if he's in the chat with us,
If
we
he's in the
could-
chat, let
bring
us
him in.
know. Is it an investment or is it a hobby?
You know, as a hobby though, is it a generational span? I think, you know, because I know I wasn't into it, but I know my kid, you know, my oldest son, he was into it. And I know other people his age and younger were into it. So it would seem that, you know, it would be a Gen X, Gen Z, you know, hobby going down through that. And that's actually kind of rarer to find than you know, golf or whatever, I would think.
Well, surprisingly, all the hobbies now are getting a huge trend boost. We're entering a new phase in hobbyism. And you can see this in even Time Magazine touched base on this, that hobbies are getting a boost. They're I don't know how to explain it, but I guess AI's out there. Everybody's doing all their things with the internet, but you need to find a place to step aside from all that.
Well, from what
A
I
place
was
to go where AI is just not in your face.
Well, from what I was seeing, we're reaching this time, and please don't stop watching our show. But we're getting to this time where people are no longer considering doom scrolling and shopping on Temu and Amazon as a hobby, and they're actually starting to get out and do things more. I think COVID kind of hurt hobbies in general, and we've got a big generation of
I
kids
think
that are
COVID
frustrated for hobbies, and now they're starting to discover it through. I mean, they're like, oh, maybe they see it on TikTok or on our show,
yeah.
and they're like, oh, that's something I could do.
I think COVID was a boost to hobby. It was a little bit after post-COVID that hobbies took a plunge.
I think what happened there though was it was a boost to the hobbies if you were with people who did hobbies. You know, if you were that kid who was 11 or 12 or 15 during COVID and your parents were like regular D&D players, you saw them still continuing their hobby. But if they were, for instance, a sailboarder, all of a sudden their hobby was shut down and they couldn't do it. So you didn't have that example.
Yeah.
So it took a while for people to get kicked back into that for those
I
generations.
can only speak
to see
from
it.
my hobbies, from collecting cards and comic books and action figures, that during the COVID times when everyone was in lockdown, there was a huge spike in the market for comic books. The price range went up. The value of these comic books went up. Everybody was trying to get these comic books because they had nothing to do. They were sitting at home. They're reading their comic books. They're enjoying their hobby. They got nothing from the outside world to manipulate them. They're just reading comic books and collecting. And
Right.
that
And
market spiked.
if you had an Uncle Bill or whatever that was a woodworker, you might have went over to visit with him occasionally to see that hobby finally, maybe even for your first time, but it still was until after COVID before things really started kicking off
Yeah.
and getting into it.
The first year or so of post-COVID, that's when everything took a dive. The comic book market dropped again. The card market dropped. It was, people were just now getting back into the world and getting their jobs back and you know, living their life again.
Right. I think we're starting to see that kick into high gear. I'm starting to see a lot more people actually
Absolutely.
outdoing hobbies now, and it's starting to filter down into the younger generations. 'Cause-
Honestly, I've only really had fun with my like hands-on hobbies lately, I've got all this, technology and whatnot, and I haven't been able to force myself to play hardly any video games lately.
Well, don't get me wrong, I like my video games too, but I'll tell you what, I do miss like tabletop D&D and BattleTech and Warhammer and all those things that I used to play when I was younger. I think those are great hobbies to be in. You don't have to spend a ton of money on them to be involved, and maybe a rule book here and some pencils and dice, and you could always, like any hobby, spend as much as you want and have a big table and go outside and collect some sticks and some rocks and build yourself a little.
Some of the D&D places are crazy. Like some of the things people have made in their basements.
Oh,
like
yeah.
It looks like a tavern. So you've seen some of that stuff on social media. It's really cool.
Yeah, we used to have the one guy I used to play with, he had a big table that was half grid square, like graph paper, and the other half was hex. So he had indoor outdoor combat layout, and he would build with Legos the castle walls and stuff pre game. And so every week when we'd walk in, if we were in the middle of a dungeon crawl, he would have that all laid out, and he would literally put the Lego walls on the table as we were doing the adventure.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That is very cool.
Well, in other news of the hobbies, there's a very rare Mickey Mantle 1952 card that resurfaced.
Oh yeah.
And that sold for, or that's in the market platform right now at an auction. And that's going to go for some big cash. So just to seeing old cards just being resurfaced for the first time.
Are we talking like Nintendo PlayStation cash? You guys probably have no idea what I'm talking about. The Nintendo PlayStation?
Nintendo PlayStation. That's two different things.
Oh wait, that just sold for a ton of cash too.
You could buy a house with what somebody paid for that a few years ago. The only Nintendo branded PlayStation back when Sony and Nintendo were going to do that, like one exists. It sold for like $300,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm talking about. These hobbies are just kind of coming out and, resurfacing for the first time. There's a
somewhere. Go ahead.
There's a 1977 Luke Skywalker trading card that sold for $730,000. That's just one little tiny piece of cardboard, probably 3 by 4 inches. Of a card? Back then in 1977, it's probably like half pennies, fractions of a penny to print the card out.
Like back then, that wasn't something that was like, oh, there's 5 of them in existence. It was, hey, these are like fairly common, and you can kind of, if you want one, you can get one, right?
Yeah. But that's the thing about the value of hobbies. So I'm talking about a Luke Skywalker card from 1977, and everyone's going to think like, oh, I got that card too. Well, guess what? It's not going to be in the same condition as this guy. This card was probably very well kept since 1977, probably stored away somewhere very safe and never touched and never harmed. I mean, that goes with almost anything like comic books. There's a grading market for it. There's going to be things that are all beat up and torn. Sure, the first appearance of Punisher might have some value to it, but if it's all beaten up and torn up and folded and wrinkled and creased.
Yeah. Well, it's like some of the comic books I have. I went to look and see if it was worth grading them or not, and they're in okay shape. Don't get me wrong, but I was told, oh, that's not going to come back as any better than a 9, and if it's not going to come back at 9 or better, it's not worth getting it done. So
you think the common person knows this, but I still get people coming into my comic book store telling me they looked up this comic book on the internet and knows the value of it, and I'm like, well, it's pretty beat up, dude. It's not going to retain that value.
What you think looks good, what you think is a high grade, is not necessarily what someone who has an objective view of the comic book is going to like, because you're like, oh, you can't really see that, and oh, that's just a tiny little crease, or oh, the page is just stuck together, it's a little smudge of ink. Right. But like a person who's actually grading, it's going to be like, there's a flaw, there's a flaw, there's a flaw, there's a flaw. it's a B plus.
You know what?
Right.
You see that at garage sales, and you know, because garage saling's a hobby, and my mom used to do it. We used to go garage sailing every weekend. You know, we'd all hop in the van and drive around to the garage sales, and you'd find some cool deals there at garage sales. But you'd also find the garage sale where the guy thought everything he had was worth top dollar, and he wasn't willing to budge on anything. You
Right.
know, so that absolutely was the case.
I mean, I remember going to yard sales and finding old tools that were Craftsman and be like, okay, this Craftsman's very beat up. Buy it for a quarter, take it back to Sears, get it replaced brand new, because
They would
Craftsman
do
has a
that back
guarantee.
then. Yeah.
Comic books and other stuff doesn't have that guarantee. You can't buy something, get it traded in for something new again. It's the value of them goes down if they're unappreciative. So just keep that in mind when you go into the attic and you find a stack of comic books thinking you're going to make it rich.
What-
Not everyone has this 1952 Mickey Mantle card or this 1977 Luke Skywalker card that's worth $730,000.
Right.
I'm saying enjoy your hobby, but in the back of your mind, keep it in good condition too.
Why don't
There's
you
people that do
just
that.
buy 2 comic books?
There's people that do that. I'm not knocking that. When I read my comic books, I just very self-aware and very delicate with my comics.
All right. Yeah, we had a comment in the chat there. COVID did kind of ruin video games for me. Yeah, I mean, it actually kind of kept me from being bored. To be honest with you, I broke out my old PlayStation 2, and I put in. Well, I have all of. What do I have? I have all of the. What's that pirate game? Black Flag. Assassin's Creed. Yes, thank you. I have all of those. All the ones that'll run on it. I know there's like 3 more now that I don't have, but man, I love that series. So I think I played all the way through it twice during that time frame, and even picked up a couple of the games on my shelf that I haven't touched because
What else do you have to do?
Right. Well, like they were games I had when the kids were around and they liked them, but I never really picked them up, and I'm like, oh, I'll try this one once, and I ended up playing through it anyway.
Yeah, I didn't have the luxury of having the pastime. I was still busy. I still had my 9-to-5 job, and I opened up my comic book store like towards the end of or before COVID, or somewhere during the COVID phase.
You know, I kind of lucked out during that because I do the construction thing in the summertime, and in the wintertime we're, my hobby farm, we get 4 foot of snow. I'm locked in anyway, so it was just normal for me.
COVID's kind of the reason we're here, because if COVID didn't happen, I don't necessarily know if I would have gotten my amateur radio license, at least not when I did.
Right.
And that's how I met Nemo, and then we made the radio club, and then Nemo was demoing that house, and
Go COVID.
you know,
By our powers combined, we formed Ashtabula Hobby Talk.
Yeah.
absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't have the luxury of playing video games. I wanted to. The last video game I remember playing all the way through from beginning to end was when Deadpool came out, and that was probably about 15, 16 years ago. It was a Deadpool video game for
Okay.
PlayStation 3.
Oh,
the
man.
games, the things that got me really into playing video games, and not just arcade games, but like on the computer, were games that kind of don't really exist all that much anymore. Seems like, and it was like Total Annihilation, Command and Conquer, the Warcraft, all those Mech Warrior. Mech Warrior was really the one I loved that. When Mech Warrior first came out on PC, and we got it, my buddy bought it, and he was playing it when we showed up to our regular Wednesday night D&D game, and we showed up there, and he had it on the computer, and he's like, I can't figure this out. It took 3 of us to fly the sucker. Like, he had a force feedback and all that, and it would still took somebody to run the keyboard controls and somebody to run the joystick.
Yeah, it was really cool breaking out some of my dad's old hardware. He's got one of the old Microsoft force feedback joysticks, and when you walk in the mech, it moves side to side.
Yep,
It's like,
yep.
Nice.
wow, modern games, that's kind of not something that modern games really do anymore, except for flight sims, and that hardware is so stinking expensive.
Yeah.
Force feedback hardware is not something that you can really get anymore unless you want to pay top dollar.
What really drug me away from the computer games was, you get a game like Battlefield Vietnam, and even the other games I mentioned, and those were peer-to-peer games, PvP games. They were build, advance, create, but they also came with DVKs or TDKs, developer kits, so you could build your own maps. Every game came with everything you needed to design your own game, pretty much design your own pieces in the game, build your own maps. And if it was a game like Warcraft or Command and Conquer or, Quake or Doom or any of those, it came with everything you needed to run the game as a multiplayer server, local, and let everybody else jump in. And now we have the internet speed to do it out there, even on the worst internet connection you could get.
You basically got everything except for the source code.
Yeah. And now we've got the best internet connections out there for doing exactly that. And you get nothing. The game companies give you garbage.
They give you
You hear me, game companies? I don't buy a single game from you. I don't care whether it's on Steam or anything, because you give us garbage. Sorry.
I agree. All they give us is kernel level anti-cheat that spies on you.
Yeah.
Oh, I got this birthday gift from my little brother. He gave me a box of a complete inbox X-Men Mutant Mayhem Tandy 1000 video game. It's a floppy disk, the hard floppy disk.
The 3.5 inch floppies?
3.5. And I want to play it so bad. I need to retro build a computer or find some kind of emulator of some sort.
You're better off with a USB floppy drive and an emulator, because if that's like an actual Tandy 1000, we're talking like 80s Tandy, all that stuff is insanely collectible and pretty penny. Even an original C64 is crazy money right now.
And it looks like it runs off of DOS. So
if it's DOS, that's a lot easier.
Well, there's animation too, but there's a little bit of DOS connected to it.
All you got to do is get like a USB floppy drive and something called DOSBox, and it's just a modern DOS emulator because the architecture's never changed. It's still x86, right? You just got to have something that translates it into the old, 16-bit or whatever it is. But very doable, very fun.
But thank you for that gift, Ben. I'm definitely gonna play it soon. Like Andrew said, I'm gonna get that emulator and that zip drive.
Yeah, some of them old computer games are awesome. Like remember Commodore 64s?
Oh yeah.
I had a VIC-20 back then, and see, this is another thing I'm talking about. Like we had BBSs and our own bulletin boards back then. That was like a really cool hobby, and the VIC-20 wasn't that expensive, and you could hook it to your phone. Yes, it was a tape drive, but like I ran Searchlight BBS on my VIC-20. I think it was my VIC-20, might have been my 64.
Well,
people actually called into your computer, and you could run them email right then and there, and they could download games off. You could host games, not host them, but host game files that you could download and just distribute.
Someone brought in an Atari 2600 to my comic book shop. We bought it, we resold it, but in the process of checking out, see if it worked or not, my youngest got a hold of it and started playing it, and he's like, I want one.
There were some great games on that system.
So we got an Atari for us. We still need a power cord, so it's not quite operational.
Be very, very careful about what power supplies you get for that. because I think it was like 9 volts and center negative. The amount of people I've read about blowing up their vintage consoles because of the wacky power adapters is heartbreaking.
Wow.
Absolutely heartbreaking.
But it was just very enjoyable seeing my youngest enjoy such a retro video game system.
You got a comment from Broke on Comics? Is that what I'm reading that right?
Yep, you're right.
These game companies just want more money, and I'm kind of agreeing with you on that.
I'm hard pressed to disagree with that. Like it's become a rarity where it's like, hey, this game is a hidden gem. Why is it a hidden gem? Because it was made by some guy or a group of friends in their basement, and they put passion into it, rather than AAA games that are just trying to get additional sales off of you after you've already spent, your $60 or whatever.
Well, there is a other video game that I'm very much looking forward to that if I get it, I might play it again from beginning to end. And that's a Wolverine video game that's been promised to us for like 10 years now. Maybe like 5 or 6.
Who's
You know what? I'm not much of a video game guy, so I can't really answer that. I don't know the developers. But if you look it up, it's been delayed for so long.
Doesn't Konami do a lot of the superhero
Yeah,
games?
Konami usually does. Capcom does some of them as well sometimes.
But they keep promising it's going to come out this year, and it never does because the developers want to get this video game right.
You want to talk about a wait? My dad has been waiting on Star Citizen since it came out. You know about Star Citizen?
No.
Nemo sounds like he knows about Star Citizen a little bit.
I've heard a little bit about it.
Yeah, it's been in alpha for as long as the studio PC's been in my possession, because that's the computer my dad bought to play Star Citizen. Oh man.
Well, to change the topic a little bit, you mentioned a little bit about Legos earlier in the show, but Legos is making a big, huge comeback too.
Yeah, and it's not just our generation that's picking these things up. It's
catching on.
It's catching on. And for those who don't know, are we technically 3 generations in this studio?
I'm not keeping track.
Yes.
I mean,
In the studio?
technically we're 3 generations.
I don't know about
here.
you and Rikus.
Well, we're probably on the opposite ends of the X spectrum.
Right.
Oh, you guys are probably both Gen X. I'm definitely Gen Z.
I think we're definitely on the opposite ends of the X spectrum, I think.
I think we're very close though.
Yeah. And then Andrew is definitely Gen Z. So these Gen Z guys are starting to really pick up hobbies.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool.
And we got a brick place in the mall, Ashtabula Mall.
Yeah, there's a Lego place that opened up over there.
And there's more Lego stuff just popping up all over the place. I mean, it's a big thing that's catching on, and people are like taking it in as a hobby. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. I'm glad to see people touching grass, as the words
Yeah,
are.
no, that's very accurate. Touching grass and wanting physical things for their money.
Well, Lego's teaming up with Pokemon, and they're announcing a Pokemon set featuring an electronic smart bricks.
Oh, they're
Pokemon.
throwing the smart bricks at the Pokemon company.
Yeah.
Do you know about the smart bricks, Nemo?
No.
They're really cool. Go ahead and talk about them, Rikus.
No,
They're
go
really
ahead.
neat. You sure?
You got the platform. I brought it up. You take
I've
it
seen
over.
a couple of videos on them. Basically, think of like an NFC smart tag inside of a Lego brick. It can tell what set it's been installed in. Yeah, depending on the one that you buy, and the minifigures also have smart bricks inside them, so they can make different sounds based on like how you're like, if you got like an X-wing, from the company that does those.
Now you talk my language.
Yeah. You make spaceship, like move it around like it's a spaceship, and it goes near. It's pretty neat. Not cheap, but of course it's actually some pretty sweet technology in them.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's honestly.
And they wirelessly charge
that's like a
as well.
step away from robotic nanobots that are coming to kill you, man. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's just one brick. The rest of it's regular Legos.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's like it can tell what thing it's been installed in. And
Now imagine that being installed in a Pokemon set.
they took their sweet time getting that deal figured out. For the longest time,
So what
Pokemon
happens
was
if you
Mega Blocks.
Put them all together.
If
you get a whole bunch of
what's that? Voltron? You put them all together, makes a little Voltron. I don't know.
Not the Pokemons. It's probably going to be some kind of Five Nights at Freddy nightmare.
Oh God, yeah, an amalgamation of all the Pokemon.
I don't know. I thought the Pokemon was an amalgamation. Whatever that word is. Because they're like a turtle and a squirrel, and now you got a Squirtle, right? Isn't that how that works?
Oh yeah, that's how they're designed, especially most of the old ones. It's just,
And
hey,
now
let's
you-
take a creature and an element and make that creature look like it's, related to that element.
And now people can take elements, Pokemons, and then fuse the Pokemons together. We're gonna get a whole new generation of Pokemons, I bet.
Yeah, with the Lego bricks, imagine that's gonna be really funny to see. Like, hey, let's take these two Pokemon sets and let's make the most grotesque thing we can out of. Like, hey, this is a Squirtle, this is a Pikachu. Let's put them together, and like all the blocks are gonna be mashed together. It's gonna
Yes.
be funny.
But can you build them with like the medieval set and the Star Wars set and the Babylon 5 set and put it all together?
Knowing Nintendo, they made sure that you can't put the blocks together with other blocks. But no, I'm kidding. I'm sure you can put them together with whatever you want, because it's like Lego started in what, the 80s?
Oh,
Or was it older than
no,
that?
no,
No,
Lego started
wait.
way.
Lego's
Okay,
been around
I'm
since
trying-
I was.
Denmark, I think it was.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of whenever it started, but I saw somebody take like an original Lego brick and stick it to a modern set, and it just works just fine.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
They, the thing about Legos is they had a formula and they stick with it.
When I was a kid, you could. I think it was like a 400 piece or 300. It was a box. It was like almost 3 feet by a foot and a half or 2 feet, and it had a whole bunch of different blocks in it. Had a couple little green base squares that you could use as building platforms, and then it was just blocks. It was nothing.
When I was a kid, and well, I guess we still technically have it now. I wasn't very good at keeping my Lego sets together, so downstairs in my basement we have the quote unquote Lego bin. It's like a 40-gallon Rubbermaid bin just full of different Lego pieces. That was fun for a long time. And also, we got one comment here in the chat, broke because of comics. Another way to track us, the smart bricks. Thankfully, no. They only work when you move them, and they're a single Lego brick, so they're not big enough to have anything other than a little speaker and like a little capacitor that charges up after you set it on a little
far as
pedestal.
they let you know.
I've seen somebody take them apart.
Right.
They just have little wireless charging coils in them. But
Oh,
I
we
mean,
got
if
a
your
big-
little X-Wing starts flying around, that's,
You got a big comment there.
Oh,
Hold
what
on.
do we got here? 10th generation for Pokemon games. There is a fan game that has made called Pokemon Fusion where you can fuse the Pokemon together. Yeah, Nintendo loves fan games and fan projects. No, they don't. They really do not. They are very litigious about all of that.
I know.
That's one of the reasons I have kind of fallen off of like the modern Pokemon stuff, is I'm just like, I don't want to buy another console that's gonna like spy on me and lock me out of my own game. So I'm good with what I have,
I too had a tote full of Legos, a big Mod Podge of mixed sets. And me and my neighbor when I was young, this is a young memory I have, so it might not be very accurate. And when you're young, you think small things are huge. But we created this huge airplane, and it looks super accurate to a real, like industrial commercial jet airline. And we decided to take it over to his house to show his mom. And it was snowing outside. And he's sitting there carrying it, slips on some ice, and all our Legos go all over the road.
Oh man, that's
that
that's
plane
heartbreaking.
crashed and burned.
Should have put it together with the Craggle. Have you ever seen the Lego movie? Crazy Glue?
Yeah. Will Ferrell, yeah. Craggle.
I'll tell you, talking about Legos and video games, I was a big fan of the Star Wars Lego and the Harry Potter Lego video games.
Lego Pirates of the Caribbean was my childhood on the Wii. I love that game.
Yeah, I love those games, man. I played them all. I especially loved the Star Wars ones. It was so funny because I would play them with my kids, and then I think we played them probably all of them all the way through like 6 times, and then I said we're gonna start watching all the movies, and we'd go through the movies, and the kids would be like, "Oh, I remember this part, Dad. This is the part you always die."
I did the same exact thing. I've played the Lego Pirates of the Caribbean game before I saw any of the movies, and I'm like, wow, they actually did a really good job without any of the original voice actors, because it was a pretty common theme for the old Lego games. There was no voice lines.
Yeah,
There were just grunts and like noises like when you get hurt and stuff, and it was always really funny because I'm like, oh, so that's what they were saying there. Oh, okay, well that's maybe where they made it a little bit more, kid friendly instead of like getting shot with a musket, the guy falls off and like falls into like Lego pieces.
DMG scale models. There's a meme where Godzilla attacks Tokyo and he stops because he stepped on a Lego factory and screamed out in pain.
Yep.
And if you've ever stepped on one of them Legos, you would scream out in
Little
pain.
pieces of ABS plastic. Hard. Very hard.
Cow trips don't hurt that bad.
No. So you mentioned before Warhammer.
Yeah.
And since we're bringing up video games and keep talking about video games, guess what's happening?
Are they making Warhammer a video game?
I think I set that up too, obviously.
Man, that would be.
They've
probably
made
play
Warhammer
that.
a video game. I have it.
This is going to be a new thing. They're expanding into a new world, or Warhammer's coming back in a big way. They're rebranding. Warhammer kind of did its thing and it kind of fizzled away a little bit. It not completely, but they kind of died down. Well, they're coming back in a big way. They're trying to get back into the gaming shops and the comic shops, and they even contact me, my little comic book store. I got a call from Workers Game Shop.
Wow.
They said they seen my store on a Facebook, and I thought, oh yeah, this sounds like a scam. Who finds a
Right.
small little comic book store in a small little town in the corner, you know? And we were talking to them a little bit more, and they're legit Workers Game Shop, and they sent us a promo package,
Wow.
and it's all part of their rebranding.
That's
They're
really
trying
cool.
to get back into the comic book stores. where they
you
started.
know, I've noticed a lot of places, a lot of these big places, when they're talking about distribution and advertising and things like that, they're actually looking at the little guys now. They're skipping their normal channels of distribution promotion and going straight to the little guys, and that's across the board in the entertainment industry. From the commercial markets on podcasts like ours to the stores like yours. So I'm just mental noting that myself. Sorry.
So Warhammer is making a video game called Total War, and it's in development, and it's going to be exposing millions of gamers to the hobby.
That's kind of cool.
You're sure that's not something that's like a little bit old? Because there's a couple of Warhammer games out with that similar title.
Maybe.
As far as I know, the one you might be talking about came out like 2 years ago. It was a smash
Maybe I
hit.
got the title wrong,
Yeah,
but
that was absolutely a smash hit, but yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe there is a new one.
DMG Scale Model says congratulations on 100 subscribers, and stick around because bring it up. We've got the wheel coming up here. We've got it right here, and hope if you don't think your name is on it, let us know. We'll make sure we put your name on it.
Oh man, 101 says
101.
Joe.
Neat.
Who's the new one? Who's the new one? Are they in the chat? Who is 101?
Yeah, we can't really go looking for that right at the very moment. So if you're new and you want to be on the wheel, we'll add your name to it. But you
We'll
gotta
add
say
your
us
name
in the
to it.
chat. You gotta say it. Say something
Say
in the
you're
chat.
101 in the chat. and
Yeah.
we'll put your name on there.
Sure, it's never too late. You still got time.
No, that's why we've been sitting here talking for a little bit. So we're waiting.
Immortals also in Rocky River. I don't know what he means by that.
So knitting and crochet is coming back.
You know, I have seen that. I've actually seen a ton of I've seen a bunch of YouTube channels that are Gen X and Gen Z YouTube channels, and they're especially with women rediscovering hobbies, and it's Gen Z
It's-
girls, ladies, you know, in their early 20s, mid 20s, going to their grandmothers to learn their hobbies.
It's not just girls. I mean, my kids getting into sewing. They're learning how to sew. There's like some sewing classes. They thought it'd be kind of cool. I encourage it. I think it was kind of cool that, I mean, if you get a rip in your awesome jeans, I have Jinko jeans. I'm an old school guy. I love my Jinko jeans, and I had to learn how to sew my
Just
holes in my knees.
Just on a note there, sewing is not just a girl's thing. Every special forces guy knows how to use a sewing needle.
Absolutely.
Most survival guys know how to use a sewing needle.
I bet you every one of them had to put their own patches on their shirt.
Yeah. Man, there's a lot of uses for a sewing needle.
Right. It's part of, you know,
and not just
outdoors.
sewing, and not all of them that I recommend you look into.
But yeah, I mean, I encourage sewing, knitting, and crocheting for just both genders. I mean,
My wife and my mother-in-law both are huge on crocheting. I wish I should, but I know we were going to talk. I had brought a couple pictures because my mother-in-law made me and my wife both separate comforters, like that go over the bed. If I were to give them an estimated value, I couldn't. It would be like buying an Amish quilt because of the amount of time that they put into it. Because to make one big enough to fit over a queen size bed, that thing is so nice and warm in the wintertime.
I bet.
We definitely use it. My wife, though, she wants to, and this is something that we've just seen in the radio club, where a bunch of the wives just recently all got their radio licenses so that they could be on the radio with their husbands. My wife wants me to learn crochet first.
I wouldn't mind making a quilt. I have all these old t-shirts that I'm really, really hard set on letting go. I just don't, they're all holy and but they have special meaning to me. They got like something on the shirt that I got it for a reason, but I can't wear it anymore. I'm not going to wear a shirt that's all holy and ripped up. And
Right.
But if I can just take a piece of that and put it on a quilt, that's going to be awesome. I mean, that's a memory quilt. That's something that's,
Yep. No, VC Vargo, he says, my girlfriend does crocheting. I don't think I'll ever be able to crochet. I think that's what he's trying to say there. And I've told myself that too, as far as crocheting goes. But then my wife will watch me tie a knot out in the yard in the barn or whatever, and she's like, that's a crochet knot, right? And you can use that same knot to make an entire shirt. So, hey, being able to make your own clothes is a good skill to have.
There's an art form to some of it. I mean, what's that called where you weave all that stuff? There's like a big machine that does that, and you weave all the stitches in there, and you make like pictures out of it and stuff.
KAGJL says, so I'm 101 and no need to add me to the wheel. You're actually on the wheel, man. We already got you there, so we're good there.
Gotcha.
We actually went and pulled all the names off our Facebook page and off our YouTube channel that we could get to, and whatever other interactions we had. And now is a good time to tell folks to please head over to Ashtabula Hobby Talk and sign up. Everybody that signs up before the end of this month will automatically become lifetime members of the site. Whatever iterations of the site we are right now, just go over there, go to the member sign up page and do that.
I think we're saying like kind of whatever premium whatever we end up having, it's kind of like all access pass to that for as much as we can do.
Wherever we go with the site, you guys will be there. But we're gonna close that window at the end of the month. So who's that on there that says I hope I'm on the wheel? Space Dylan, you could check with the list too there, Andrew, if you got any additions there, we can add them. All right. So anyway, I'm actually really inspired by like the younger generations, like Gen Z guys getting into hobbies.
Yep. It's awesome to see all this generations, coming together. And when I opened my comic book shop, I really wanted it to be a place for kids to come and, learn new titles that are coming out and experience all the comic books that I experienced when I was a kid. And I missed that opportunity. All that's coming into my comic book shops is adults. But over a period of time, I'm starting to see younger kids starting to come in. And, I think that's amazing.
Yeah, that's great. And you know, there I don't know what to say about the younger kids because I don't have any. All my younger kids that I could be in around right now is they're all grandkids to me now. So
There is a Warhammer Total War 40K announced and before April 2027. It's going to be on the PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series XIS.
there you go.
What's that?
X/S. It's just the most current Xbox revision. Yeah.
Okay. And this is going to introduce brand new class and major content. So that's what I had to look that up. 'Cause
Awesome.
I written it down and I might not have got my facts right, but yes, it is called Total War.
Okay.
Is it
We're-
is it that time?
Is it 45
Oh,
minutes?
it's been past
Oh,
45 minutes.
okay. Well, we've been
We're
hanging out
like
here
almost
long
an hour
enough.
now.
Let's see this here then. So somebody's gonna win this awesome coffee mug. It's an awesome coffee mug. Somebody's gonna win it, and we are gonna give away also this awesome T-shirt. Shake it out here just a little bit, get the wrinkles out of it. Now, if you want this T-shirt, we'll sign it. The three of us will sign it, and we'll send it out to you, or we'll give you a shirt that'll actually fit you. That's brand new with the writing, color, whatever you want on it, and we'll make sure you get that. So I guess we'll spin the wheel. Are we ready to spin the wheel?
Sure.
We're gonna spin the wheel. Thanks, guys, for making this possible. Let's bring that up full screen so everybody can see it.
I can't believe it's already happening. It's been a year and we're already here at 100 subscribers. Brute forcing our way through the YouTube algorithm.
All right, ready to spin it. Here we go.
All right.
3,
Yeah, go ahead. Give me a
2,
countdown.
1, spin it.
Wow, that's going fast.
Gonna spin for 30 seconds here.
30 seconds. So this is just the beginning, I think. I'm having ideas of what I want to include in the next giveaway. And it's going to be a lot bigger than the shirt.
What
and
we
the mug.
got here? What we got here? Keep it up on the full screen so we can all see.
I can't see that from here.
It'll come up. Who's that?
Asher Seals. Do we know them?
Asher Seals. That's somebody on our Facebook page there. We'll reach out to them. I don't think they're in the chat, but we'll reach out to them and we'll make sure we get that to them.
I think what we were going to do if we really absolutely can't reach out to somebody is probably just do a redraw and maybe make a little short video with like, hey, here's the next person.
Well, I think we'll be able to.
Yeah,
reach out
I
to
believe
everybody
I
that-
believe I've seen them on our page, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Should be good though.
All right. Well, that's awesome. Thanks everybody making that happen. We can bring us all back in here now, and we'll make sure we get that out to somebody. All right. Yeah, my screen's delayed here just a little bit, so I'm just not seeing it. Very good.
What's the next magic marker we want to have the next spin?
Well, to be honest with you, I think 1,000. That's
I think I want to do something like a little bit sooner.
Would you-
Maybe like 300.
I think we should do 500.
500?
Yeah,
500.
because that's the next big milestone for YouTube.
All right.
Okay. And
right.
I'm going to have some awesome items, I think. I'm going to get some
To be announced.
announced.
I think we need to.
I'm
give
thinking
everybody
something
some suspense.
collectible for the hobby.
Do we want to keep
yeah.
that under wraps for maybe a little bit longer than a week?
Next week's show.
Okay.
We'll get
Well,
on
I think I'm gonna add to it every so often. I'll throw something in the bucket.
Oh.
As
Well,
the
we're going
shows
to
goes on.
do it that way. We might as well go to 1,000 at that point. We might as well shoot for monetization if we're going to go like that.
I think 500 is good. I want to do 500.
Monetization is 500. That's
Is
why.
it?
Yeah, that's why I said 500.
Okay.
Perfect. It's
All right.
settled. 500 it is.
Somebody else said 500. Go to the next step. All right, we're going to do that. That's DMG scale models. All right. Very good. Well, thank you guys, every one of you, because we would not be here if it wasn't for people checking us out.
We've been doing this for a year, and we've only got 100, but this 100 that we have are loyal, and they watch us.
Well
Which is-
earned. Well
Which
earned.
is why I'm
100.
saying go over to our website, ashtabulahobbytalk.com, sign up in the member sign up so that we can make sure to keep you on the list. That way, even if we have to move platforms or whatever else, we can keep you guys in the member database. And it's free. We won't charge you nothing. Everybody watching the show right now, get on over there, sign up, and that'll keep your lifetime membership on the show.
We also have the Kofi as well.
And we have a Kofi. But that's not as important as making sure that we keep with all the books.
I also want to point out for the people that are following us for the last few episodes, waiting for the next Emily installment.
Yes.
Well, the racetrack has been wet and dry and under construction. She did actually go racing at a place in PA, but it was too far away for us to get to. And so we're now looking at maybe 2 weeks out.
I just figure you guys deserve an update of what's going on with that. We will make a part 2. We're working on it. It's just has to work with our schedule.
The next
Yeah.
time we were all thinking of going, she has like family stuff going on, so she's not going to be racing.
Yeah, she's not racing that night. So
We'll get it together and we'll make it out there and we'll get a part 2.
looking forward to that one.
We really want to do that.
We got some other ones in the books here coming up, so please stick around with us. And obviously, if we don't have anything, we've got good conversation. We've got plenty of calling guests on the
and
list.
if you want to be part of the show,
Let
leave
us
a
know.
message.
Some of these guys have been on the show, so there you go.
Leave a
DMG
message on our
Scale
Facebook
Models.
page.
We'll bring him back in. He's made a bunch of models since the last
Great.
time we talked to him.
But the ones that haven't been on the show and they want to be on here, you can reach us through our Facebook page. Just go
Yep.
down to Ashtabula Hobby Talk on Facebook, leave a comment or a message, or hit us
Actually,
up on the email.
there is a, if you want to be on the show form on the website too.
Right.
There's a
on the
separate form for that.
website, there's a form for that. Is there like an email address they can send that to?
We do have domain emails set up, but nobody pays attention to them yet.
Yeah, I don't know how to check that yet.
I haven't
Hopefully
sent
I
those
don't
out
have
to
any email
everybody.
there.
No, I don't think so. But there is an emo at Ashtabula Hobby Talk and a Rikus at Ashtabula Hobby Talk and an Andrew at Ashtabula Hobby
Right.
Talk.
Force us to use this. Come on, guys.
The point,
Email us.
The point is, we're not at the point where we have like a 6-month long queue to get on the show. If you send us a message and be like, "Hey, I want to show my hobby. I want to be on the show,"
We'll be there.
we could probably get you
We'll
that
boot.
week or the week after, depending on when
No,
you
we're
message
not
us.
quite there, but
I feel like the Three Amigos, the movie, wherever there is a hobby, will be there.
you know,
Hey, it says it right
Amigos-
behind you there.
Amigos
Right.
Radio Club, that's literally the movie that inspired the name for the club.
We should have our own Ashtabula Hobby Talk gimmick. Like, wherever there is a hobby, we'll be there.
Are we all gonna dress up in like
Well,
Western?
As far as I
Western
know,
clothes?
Andrew hasn't seen that movie yet.
Yeah.
I still haven't. No.
You know, maybe we'll do a special thing, a special movie night with that movie. We'll invite some
Right,
of
do that
our
on Discord.
yeah, maybe we'll invite some of our friends on Discord or our friends online here to join us on Discord for a movie night.
If that's a
could do
thing,
that.
maybe we can make it regular. I love movies. If you guys love movies, let us know and join us for a movie night.
All right. Well, hey, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Thank you again for being with us this whole time. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And hobby on.
Hobby on.
Hobby on. You guys caught me off guard.
Other button.
That one.